are these people?
I got another friend that wants to seize the means of production, especially right now. That's our friend.
Capitalism.
I brought articles from our friend Rich Slutzky before, and his publication, his newsletters, Counterspin, Lies, Damn Lies, and Spin. And we've brought several of his articles, which are funny and snarky and go in depth. This one is a different one. And this is going to kick off a segment where we're going to just showcase people, friends, and people that we know close to us and that are in independent media that are really struggling right now. I've never seen it like this myself personally, and it really hurts on a daily basis. You know, it's like, okay, what are we going to get hit with today is almost what it feels like lately. What shoe's going to drop and who's it going to be? And I hate feeling that way, but it's been that way. And so we're going to spotlight and showcase some of the people you don't hear about regularly that also need some help. So the first one is our friend Rich, and that is Rich and Michael. And Rich and Michael, I'm going to tell you about Rich and Michael. And he kind of doxed himself in a way because he really needs that kind of help. Rich has been in and on. If you've been on Twitter for a few years and you were in our DM chats and you remember there's a guy by the name of Cryin' Grim, and he always kind of made fun of Ryan Grim, and he always had the autopilot GIF ready whenever we saw Ryan pop up somewhere. And I saw this. Rich and I have been close for a couple of years now. He's kind of co-written a couple things over at INN, and we then also have been talking about doing some other things together and covered his articles here on the show. He says, "Hello, my treasured audience. This post isn't in our usual format. We aren't looking inside a major corporation or discussing geopolitics today. In this post, I'm seeking support. I really need a hand financially. This past week has been incredibly challenging and financially draining, with more and more bad news continuing to roll in as the days pass. It's pretty unreal. On New Year's Day, my van and home decided to pack it in and stop working. As winter sets in the Portland area in Oregon, this becomes increasingly dangerous for both myself and my partner who lives with me. So we started a GoFundMe in order to sustain potential repairs or replacement of our van. We thought this was it, as bad as it could be. After 4 years of living in a minivan, how much worse could it be? And as it were, fate had worse in store for us. Yesterday, Michael lost his job of 3 years at Intel unexpectedly, a casualty of automation in his field. While he has since applied elsewhere and has job prospects, it'll be some time until he sees a paycheck, and funds are dwindling fast with bills due, like our phone bill and storage locker, two absolute necessities for us as we continue to face homelessness. Yeah, this is Rich Slutzky, Counterspin. And then to top it all off, today I was called by my mother, informing me that my father, her ex-husband, had been struck by a car walking from his home and was in critical condition in our hometown hospital, some 2,200 miles away from my roost in Oregon, back in Pittsburgh. The news was the breaking point for me. I'd barely been holding it together, but now I'm inconsolable. I don't have the funds to be there with him. I have no chance of saying goodbye to the man who helped raise the man I am today. My father and I weren't particularly close in my later years, but I still remember my childhood fondly, even if we had our problems and even as he had his own. Struggling most of his adult life with a crack and later opioids addiction. Alas, he's still my dad, and I still care deeply about him and his well-being. This news is simply too much to bear, and I broke down, and for the first time in a long time, I bawled like a baby, loud, wet, public sobs. He says he's at the lowest point of his life, can't catch a break. And again, we've got so many stories like this. It's just, dear audience, please allow me to lean on you and seek your support to alleviate some of our troubles, even if you can't solve all of them. I'm publishing a link to the GoFundMe below in hopes that you might share it on your social feeds or contribute if you're able. And if not, I understand. Just share if you can. I don't typically ask anyone for anything, but as I've learned, people who don't ask for help don't get any. So please consider helping us. We'd be forever in your debt. And I've got this right here, which I'm going to drop in the chats across all the platforms. And it's just... And again, this is just one of them, and I've got a few of these stories that I'm going to bring with us right now. That's just one. The next one, and now Rich had an update. We got one person who I posted something about. Please help our friend over on Notes, who said that they subscribed to a year for Rich, who appears to be living with his cute boyfriend in a car or something. Paid $40 and was rewarded up front with solid camaraderie, professional promotion, promising. So if you're looking for that, there's definitely a way to do that, to subscribe to Counterspin. But there's also the GoFundMe that I dropped the link in the chats too. The next one, of course, we've been talking about since September. And she did a show last night, Chanda Masta, our friend, Indie Media Award honoree. And one half of Beauty and the Boomer, the beauty side, not the boomer side. All right, we're just shy of 15,000. We'd love to help get her GoFundMe up to 15,000 if we can get it there. If not, again, I totally understand. Everybody's so strapped right now; it's brutal. But I want to use this time to showcase some of the things that are going on, and not everybody that's plugged into our network and our world that's watching this knows about what's happening and maybe has some means and is able to help. And that's why I want to spotlight this and showcase this, because I don't know who sees these. I put these out. They go everywhere. Thousands of people see them across all different platforms. I know some of you. I don't know the others. And if anybody can help, God, it would make the hugest difference. Really, please. So Chanda, she's dealing with late, what was it? Where's the thing about lung cancer? She's got single cell. I'm sorry, I'm losing my train of thought here. But she talks about here at the bottom of the description about small cell lung cancer. I'm sorry, that was what aggressive. And she's now gone through radiation and chemo, and she's now in recovery. And now we're hoping for the best news possible going forward and figuring out what next steps are. But in the meantime, she doesn't have an income, and she had put her mother in a memory care facility, and her boyfriend's mother, and they lost her, I believe, over the break. It's been rough. Applied for help from the state, and I believe she's got some Medicaid from the state of Washington. But again, it's not helping necessarily pay for rent and food and everything. So, oh man, anything anybody can do for any of our friends and these incredible creators. Now, the last update here was on December 19th. Chanda did put out a thing about how happy she was the other day to get back to live streaming. But here, okay, her CEA number dropped, which is good. Been able to cut back a little on the sodium. All right, again, this is back a month ago almost, so we'll get, I'm sure, a new update soon. There'll be something posted, but you know, we've been with Chanda since the day she got diagnosed, and we will be there with her through the entire thing. And she's going to beat this, and I believe she will win. I mean, I do. I genuinely do. She's kicking cancer's ass, and now it's on the way back. And then, of course, we've got this guy. We talked about him last summer. David McBride, Australian whistleblower. Everybody remember David? David's in prison right now for 6.5 years for telling the truth about what happened in Afghanistan. And it was he reported war crimes of his own unit. And there's only 50 days until his appeal, which is in March. They're trying to raise funds, all right, for legal fees. So if anybody, again, this now, well, look at that, an even 7,000 views. I'm going to drop the link to this tweet there. Yes. And you know what, Cynic? Absolutely. Fuck cancer. Let me put that up for a second for you. Yeah, absolutely. But David McBride did the right thing and was sentenced to a very harsh jail term. He's not doing well, according to the updates from his family. So we need to get him out sooner rather than later. There is that appeal hearing. So if we're able to help fund that defense and that appeal, his lawyers certainly are earning their stripes by all means. And even Misty was saying, free McBride, because David Shoebridge, who was an Australian member of parliament that was outspoken in the Assange case to support Julian, David is still in prison. Richard Boyle is facing prison. Our whistleblower laws are still jailing people for telling the truth. It's time for the AG to step up and fix this. And I actually created a banner for Misty's Twitter page. Oh, by the way, it's her birthday. Happy birthday, Misty. See the balloons?
Happy birthdays.
All right, so that's the Zago illustration. David McBride, by the way, a 2024 Indie Media Award honoree for his activism and whistleblowing. So we've got Chanda, and we've got Rich, and we've got David McBride, and then we get to Western North Carolina, because I felt like it would be, while we are dealing with problems close to home and close to friends, there, of course, are much larger issues that we've been watching and dealing with. And the situation in North Carolina and the way that FEMA has been treating these Americans is so disgraceful and heartbreaking. And, you know, Jesse wrote a song called The King's Colony. And in a way, you know, it also applies to California, because it's about watching about when the fire comes for you. And at some point, it seems to have come for a lot of neighborhoods in the last few years, huh? From East Palestine to Ohio, to Conyers, Georgia. And all of what, you know, Asheville. So Matt Van Swole, who we've been following basically since mid-October, when he started daily posting about what's happening there as a resident of Asheville, he's kind of become a de facto celebrity personality in the area, because he's been relentlessly writing, publishing, and making videos about this every day. Much needed. So this started 2 days ago, where he said that FEMA was literally kicking 3,500 people in Western North Carolina out of hotels on the morning of the 12th. That was this morning. And they don't even open their fucking disaster relief centers so people can get help. Wait for it, the morning of the 13th. What on earth is happening? Okay. Yeah, that's for real. So he then makes this video. This is a 54-second video. He says, I cannot believe we're out here begging for help again from FEMA in Western North Carolina. Our intake form with people asking for help in tripled overnight. FEMA has not extended the hotel vouchers, and families are panicking about where they will sleep tomorrow night in the ice and snow. No! We just fucking lost the stream.
Okay.
Or did we? Did we? I don't know. Drop frame 0. Are we still live? Are we live? Hello? Anyone? Anyone? Nope. It's back? We're back.
You back.
Oh, woo! Okay. So, good. I don't have to restart anything. That was weird. Thank goodness. Good job, OBS, today. All right, let's watch this video real quick from Matt.
Good morning from Western North Carolina. I guess we're out here again, begging FEMA to extend hotel vouchers. I feel like, are we doing this every other day now, where we just beg FEMA to actually give us some help? There are 3,500 families currently in hotels that FEMA thankfully extended just for 24 hours. That's nice. But if FEMA does not extend those hotel vouchers today, they have to be out tomorrow morning in this. It is 17 degrees outside, snowing. The roads are frozen over. A lot of these families don't even have cars, but the ones that do are going to go sleep in those. Our intake form for Operation Shelter tripled overnight. Aaron sent out a ton of texts to people asking for help. This is insane. I cannot believe we are out here yet another day just begging FEMA to help us. Good morning from Western North Carolina.
All right. Are we live or are we not live? I don't know. I think we're still live. So, as Grape said, I don't know. So, let's see. Now, Matt, then, here's an update. So, I've been following Matt closely and what's happening here. Now, Senator Ted Budd from North Carolina posts yesterday, finally, that extended hotel vouchers 48 hours with move-out dates now pushed to Tuesday, January 14th. My team and I remain engaged on this. For those who are in need of further assistance, please contact my state offices. Okay, that's great. And here's his state offices. So Matt says, honestly, as grateful as I am for this, I'm incredibly disappointed with the way this has been handled. FEMA and everyone in the North Carolina government knew a winter storm was coming, and every single person waited until the very last second to act. That is completely unacceptable. So that's North Carolina. And I wanted to, he also mentioned, there was absolutely no need whatsoever to cause Western North Carolina residents in these hotels to call us panicking about where they were going to sleep tonight. You knew the storm was coming. You knew the need was there. You waited anyway. And then charities stepped in to fill the gap. Do better. And that's what I wanted to mention is that, and he shouted out this charity. Now I can't think of the name of it. I will definitely have to put it in the description. But they stepped up and started paying people's hotel bills to make sure that they weren't thrown out in the cold. Because the government wasn't going to do it. And then the government basically got shamed into doing it. And then was like, I guess we should probably do that. All right. Unreal. And then, of course, I wanted to just for a second, and we're not going to go into what happened in LA in depth, but I did want to mention that the People's City Council put out a spreadsheet and a doc that if you do want to volunteer, there are tons of volunteer opportunities for mutual aid in Los Angeles. And there's a big spreadsheet on where you can go to potentially help people because there's a ton of people that need help. So I'm going to drop that into the chats. Go ahead.
I know Fee's been making a ton of tweets about it. So, not about that thing specifically, but just about what happened with these fires and whatnot. So, go give her a follow if you haven't already. At Fiorella Isabel, correct?
At Fiorella Isabel M on Twitter.
That's it.
Yep. And I believe it was like at the Fiorella Isabel on Instagram. She's over there as well. And then on Telegram, it's Fiorella in Moscow. She's still there. Good night, Jacqueline. Good to see you. Thank you for always hanging out and supporting. We're getting a raid by DD. Yes. Oh, that's nice. Good to see the guys wrapped up. Nice. Thanks for that, KYE.
Can keep giving us nothing and think we're bluffing about coming for your heads. I play civil if you won't listen to 50,000 dead. And now we know our mission, we form a militia, make Congress a prison. No, I play civil when all these dead won't make you listen. What's more American than slaying your oppressors? What's more American than liberty or death first? God, I thought we were founded on abolishing the tyranny of those who would starve a village all to live empirically. And I regret that I have only one life to give for my cause now that I can see the cause so clearly. See, I want our leaders, regardless of party, to fear me.